nationally, and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33, and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yay, yay!
Get on out there and dance.
Salt-N-Pepa's here and we're in effect. Want you to push it back.
Welcome in. Happy Monday. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And you know, of course, Andy is always on theme. Shout out to Salt-N-Pepa. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame over the weekend, along with Outkast. We're going to get into a little bit of details about that. I was outside over the weekend, and I went to Salt-N-Pepa's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction party. So I'll give you a little details about that. Some things that happened. There was an interesting man-to-man conversation that took place, so we're going to talk a little bit about that, get into all of that. But happy Monday. I hope you are rested, that you had a nice weekend, and now you are ready to get into the topics that have been running down your timeline all day. So get yourself a beverage, a snack, as we get into these trending topics, because I'm here, you know, moisturized, receipts printed, and ready to go, because everybody's doing the most. So in addition to Salt-N-Pepa and Outkast, we're also going to talk, once again, new week, new athletes, professional athletes getting caught up in a betting scandal. We've been talking about this for quite some time now, and we're going to get into the details of what's going on with what are they called? I'm going to be honest. I know that they used to be the Cleveland. We're not going to say what they were. I get confused sometimes with these new names, but they were necessary.
The Guardians.
The Cleveland Guardians. Like, what? Guardian? What? I think it's just kind of, I remember when they were doing the contest, I feel like there were some better names. Cleveland Guardians, like, what does that connect to? What is that? Nah. Just blah. Hey, like the Commanders.
We're trying to guard our field, you feel me?
I feel that. They should have just left it Washington football team because, you know.
I actually like the Commanders.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. I guess it's just something about it. It's just like, I kind of got used to Washington football team. Like, there was something about that just kind of.
I command respect. That's what it is.
Okay. I feel that. And we're also going to get into a story about Zendaya allegedly setting boundaries on and off the carpet. We'll get into those details. And Summer Walker is literally, first of all, Cardi B got the girls working. Right? If you were pushing a project out now, you better have a gimmick. You better hit these streets to run it up. And Summer Walker is falling right in line. As we know, she has a new project dropping on November 14th. So we'll get into the details of who's dropping in as features on that album and what she's doing to support it, right? But before we get into all of that, got a conversation starter for you. You know, somewhere in Beverly Hills, specifically Jeff Bezos' guest house over the weekend, there was another Scorpio ganging, right? Oh, and yesterday was Scarface Brad Jordan's birthday, so big up to Scarface, right? But back to this other Scorpio. Kris Jenner celebrated her 70th birthday at Jeff Bezos' guest house. The guest list was star-studded. It was like a billionaire Bond party at his mansion. Let's start off with Bond was the theme. And like 1/10 of the world's richest people, I feel, were in the building, right? It's a $165 million mega mansion. Mind you, this wasn't in the main house. This was in the guest house. Bruno Mars performed on stage, right? There's the 12-foot tall fake hedge that surrounds the property so you can't see in or out. I think the cops were called because there was, street issues and stuff because it's Jeff Bezos' house. So you can't just roll up to the house. There were golf carts that were shuttling people back and forth from the parking situation. There was a couple of individuals that allegedly got a little upset that they couldn't just roll to the door, right? But the guest list looked like a combination of Met Gala and, the top statesmen of the world meeting together. We are talking Mark Zuckerberg, Tyler Perry, Stevie Wonder, Jay-Z and Beyonce, Vanessa Bryant, Sierra, Lala. It was just a mix. Adele and Rich Paul, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Just, my gosh, Nikki Hilton, she was there. Allegedly, Snoop Dogg snuck in without getting papped. Right? Justin and Hailey Bieber were there. Of course, Kim was there. It just, it was the place to be. Police allegedly made 2 trips. First for loud music during Bruno's set. And the second to make them leave, to keep the streets clear. So, listen, this isn't just somebody's rich auntie turning 70. This was like a power summit in a cocktail dress. So, Oprah was in the building. Forgot to mention that. Oprah was there. So, we're talking big dollars. Billionaire adjacent legacy. 40 years of image making and empire building off the Kardashian Jenner brand. Because we know she is the brains behind the operation. So, let's get it. Shout out to that. Big ups to that in the building. When we come forward, we'll get into more trending topics and headlines. Rest in peace to former NBA head coach Lenny Wilkens. Got to give him his flowers. NBA Hall of Famer, player and coach. 9-time NBA All-Star guard. So big ups to that. More trending topics when we come forward.
Run in my room, but guess who's been Zach? It's your boy Face Mob. Started with it. Gotta get this cake, dog. Give the break, nah. You know how the game go. You think I'm to go against the grain? No. I'm out here in grind mode, wrapped up in a paper chase. I wanna find with candy paint the 88. Don't got no wholesale, cause that ain't how I wanna run it. Here, take these 5 stones and bring it back 100. Gotta see my feet, dude. You do the fiend, dude. If I get too hot in the kitchen, I hit the streets, fool. Money is an issue, and that's on the shizzle. My nizzle, your block warming, I come by with the fizzle. And make for sure I get to work mine. A part of time, we go to war.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
All I need is one mic.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. Dateline Friday, November 7, 2025. Dear Mr. Pizarro, I hope that this letter finds you well. As you know, last evening, KBLA Talk 1580 hosted an Altadena Town Hall entitled Understanding the Wildfire Recovery Compensation Fund. The venue was at capacity, and as KBLA has maintained all along, no plaintiff's counsel was involved in any aspect of the program, such that Southern California Edison could well have participated per its initial commitment in writing on October 7, 2025. That said, in both private communications and public pronouncements, we note that SCE has offered to appear on KBLA Talk 1580 to address the Altadena community regarding its fast pay program, which was discussed in depth at last night's gathering. We would like to accept SCE's offer and invite you, Mr. Pizarro, to appear on KBLA's nationally syndicated radio program, Tavis Smiley. The show broadcasts weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we are happy for you to choose any day, any hour for a live in-studio conversation. Please let us know which day and time work best for you. We look forward to welcoming you to our studios in Leimert Park. Sincerely, Tavis Smiley, founder, Smiley Audio Media, Inc., Chief Visionary Officer, KBLA Talk 1580, host, Tavis Smiley. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, sir, two for the show. A couple of years ago on Headland and the Low. What's the starter? Something good. Where me and my drove the martyr through the hood, just trying to find that hook up. Now every day we looked up at the ceiling, watching ceiling fans go round, trying to catch that feeling off instrumental. Had my pencil and plus my paper. We caught the 86 flat on your headed to Decatur, writing rhymes.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. You know Andy's always on theme. Shout out to Outkast and their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, Outkast, when you think about Southern hip hop, right? When they dropped, I think it was 92 on that LaFace Christmas album, right? Because first of all, that was my joint. It was a Christmas album, y'all. But, I mean, really, they brought the South out in a different way. Even when Andre went from Benjamin to Andre 3000, changed up his look. Big Boy was still, you know, slanging, hanging that Southern Georgia player. I'm rolling on them big things and, you know, his style. They still managed to fit and work that together. And not a lot of groups could have ridden that wave. And even though they're not broken up, but they're not actually together. I don't know what you would call this current moment, but I mean, I was happy to see them up on that stage. I'm happy that they're getting honored, and undeniably their sound and the stamp that they put on, especially when you think about music from Atlanta. Because before that, I feel like when you talked about Southern hip hop music, you really were mostly talking about Houston and Texas, like, you know, maybe a little bit of Memphis with some of that, but really Houston. Andy?
Florida, too.
Florida, yeah,
Luke.
Indeed. Well, see, here's the thing, though. Let me tell you, no. I love Luke back in, especially, you know. But when I thought about Two Live Crew back in the day, I thought they were from here. It took me a minute because 2 of the original members are from the IE, somewhere out there, and they linked up with Luke. So I thought that they were a local group until we found out, which, they kind of were, until we found out that they, came together and brought that in. Like, the early song was like, Throw That D and stuff like that. So, shout out to that. And since we were briefly speaking on Outkast, I think it's only right that I mention to you, let me tell you, Erewhon got me. That Hailey Bieber smoothie, the $30 smoothie, it is delicious.
I can't believe you wasted your money, Jill.
It's good. So, I don't do it all the time, but it's good. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because they're now doing a collaboration with Erykah Badu. It's called Mama's Bang Bang. And, let's do Wellness Journey, but make it very LA font-like.
How much?
Erica's entered the chat. Let me tell you what's in it first, right? It's basically a mood stabilizer in a cup. Okay. It's a limited edition. It has Vita Coco, Malik Organics, and Herb Farm branded as a grounding mood supported blend. Coconut water, organic coconut milk, orange juice, pineapple, mango, dates, spirella, chlorella, hemp seeds, sea moss, lion's mane, turkey tail, goji berries, coconut cream, freeze-dried strawberries, plus alcohol-free ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha.
Yeah.
And the other one was spirulina.
Yes, happens sometimes. Here's the thing. The fact that I imbibe this stuff and will uninhibitedly jack up the pronunciation, I say that's a certain bit of freedom or something. But so it is coming to Erewhon. Badu is sliding into her lane. Wellness, luxury, grocery, black spiritual auntie. Listen, she already got the Badu kitty,
the herbs,
incense. No, she has Badu kitty incense. That's the essence of her punani.
Ooh.
Since we're talking 90s.
Ooh.
And she does have her, the greenery line, the herbal essence.
I haven't tried it yet.
And so this is just, adding something else to the mix. I think it fits, right?
I'm all for, the entrepreneurial endeavors. I'm all for it. But I am a little bit concerned with the collaboration with Erewhon. I just think Erewhon is just a little bit expensive, considering who Erykah Badu is, and just for the culture, you would think that I'm gonna look out for my peoples. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who's a national brand that she could have linked up and done a project like this? Because I do agree, you shouldn't have to take out a loan to buy a smoothie.
Come on now.
As delicious as some of them might be.
I'm just saying.
But what I am saying, who could she have done a brand collaboration with around wellness and, smoothies and natural things? Who could that have come with?
Maybe not a national type situation, but I'm just saying if she's really trying to, you know what? I guess this is a business thing. She's not looking out for the community. I'm putting that on her because this is my sister. You feel me? And all the ingredients that you laid out, I love them all. Minus all the coconut stuff. I just can't.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like the coconut thing either. But would you try it even with that? Because maybe they'll mask it.
I would love to try it, but I just don't want to spend no $40.
You don't want to spend $40 on a smoothie.
This is LA. You could have went to Simply Wholesome. We got Napoli
now,
Naturals
that is true.
Over here in Lamert Park. So it probably wouldn't have been no big brand, but I mean, like, you could collaborate with all the local.
You know what, though? Has Simply Wholesome or any of those, have they ever done that type of collaboration? Like, I don't know why they don't approach Janae and do something like that.
As much as Janae and Mila J and all them talk about.
Yes, Slauson Hills right over there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yo.
You got the tropical thunderstorm. Whip us up with something. Simply Wholesome. Do a little collaboration with the homegrowns.
Well, I hope they listening to this because we giving them ideas right there because I'm with you on that.
DJ Black 909 said stuff I eat in Inglewood.
I'm with that too.
Somewhere, I'm not mad at it. I feel you on that on Andy, but I think, if you're trying to do something nationally, it's kind of hard with a wellness brand and smoothies and stuff like that. Because I mean, Jamba Juice, those kind of falling out of favor.
I'm not mad at her with her business cap. I'm not. Get your bread, Erykah Badu. I just wish that maybe there was a little bit of emphasis on promoting them type of drinks in the community.
I mean, that's true. I agree with that. I agree. We got a business plan, Andy. We better talk about this with DH when we get all up in the business on Wednesday.
I need 20%.
There you go. So listen, in kind of keeping with this, I'm just continuing to drop out little tidbits, and then we'll talk about Salt-N-Pepa and Outkast and the ceremony. But there's a couple of important things I feel like I need to keep you guys aware of, right? So we've been talking about black cowboys off and on for the past couple of years. Remember, it started kind of with the conversation around The Harder They Fall. We had the Bass Reeves series that I can't remember where that came from, but Bass Reeves, if you were unaware, is the black actual real life individual that the Lone Ranger series was based off of. But you know how that goes. We love that concept, but make them white. Well, Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw has a documentary. Oh, and we can't forget Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour. Of course. The whole, resurgence for a lot of people to the black country lifestyle for some. Well, Jordan Peele and Monkey Paw have a docuseries that drops on November 20th. It's called High Horse, The Black Cowboy. It's a 3-part series dropping on Peacock, and it is on the erased history of black cowboys. Some of the features in it are Tina Knowles, Bun B, Pam Grier, Lori Harvey, because if you didn't know, Pam Grier absolutely adores horses. She loves that whole being outdoor, nature, that type of thing. So Lori Harvey's also in it, Rick Ross, the Compton Cowboys, Woot Woot, and many more, right? I think it's a perfect bridge in its time. We had some of that conversation, like I said, come up with Cowboy Carter, the Bass Reeves series. Was it David Aiello? Or I can't remember who was in that, but that was a very good project. And so I think it is important to continue learning more about our stories. I think it's important that we document, record, video, all of these things, because as we see the importance of physical media with what is currently happening with this current administration and how they're trying to erase us. Andy?
Speaking of cowboys, and I don't know if this would be related, but you familiar with 19 Keys?
Yes.
I guess he just dropped an interview recently with a gentleman by the name of John Boyd. I was not familiar with this guy.
John Boyd?
John Boyd. He's a black farmer.
Okay.
Somewhere in Virginia or whatnot. And this man has a rich history. So just kind of tagging along with the whole black cowboys, black farmer, that type of thing. Growing up, I wouldn't have associated blacks with farming and all that other type, or cowboys for that matter.
Cowboys, yeah.
So I just think it's a rich part of our history that we need to tap into.
Especially out here because, Westward Ho, this is where, when cowboys were out in the West and Montana and things like that, they were, staking claims. America loves cowboy stories until you remind them that half of them were black. And then it's crickets. So, listen, you know what I forgot to do? 800-920-1580. That's the number to call if you want to get in on the conversation, of course. Also, hit us up on social media, KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill everywhere. Holla at your girl, say hi. And we got this little community that's buzzing in our YouTube chat. It's a community, so get with the chat, get the visual to go along with this audio experience. And we on your head. Listen, I don't know if you guys were aware, we had a town hall meeting last week for the Altadena residents to get them some answers about what's going on, about the different programs that are being set up by SCE, what it means, and they pulled out at the last minute, right? So we've been, like Andy said, on SCE's head, and we need you to join us, right? So the contact there for them pulling out last minute, no explanation. We still have answers. The community is still looking for answers to a lot of questions. They lost many lost everything, lots of things. So they were earned that respect, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So if you were as upset as we are, and I know that you are, and you feel like community representatives need to show up for the community, I want you to reach out to Pedro Pizarro. His email is Pedro, Pedro.Pizarro, Pizarro @sce.com, or call 626-302-2255, press 1, and let them know how angry you are about them ignoring our community. Andy?
Look, these are my own personal thoughts right here. You know what I'm saying? These are not the thoughts of folks with KBLA. They might feel the same way, but I'll just say this. That move right there by Edison, considering the administration that we have in today, I just think that folks are afraid of progressive media. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid of black media or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So part of me just feels like this is bits and pieces of Project 2025 being enacted in some ways.
I mean, everywhere they were very clear about what they plan to do with 2025 and Project 2025, and they've executed. All right. As I mentioned, Salt-N-Pepa, along with Outkast, were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame over the weekend. Hip-hop history was written in ink. The ceremony took place at the Peacock Theater here in LA, and the night was bigger than just honorees and plaques and performances. First up, Outkast was inducted in the performer category. Salt-N-Pepa were inducted in the musical influence area. It was Salt-N-Pepa and Spinderella. Shout out to that. Herbie Lovebug Azor was also in the building. You know, he was the producer manager. There was some beefs about signing and properties and ownership, fights that Salt-N-Pepa are still having to this day, which they mentioned in their speech. They also performed at the show, Push It, in the tricolor jackets that they made famous. They looked good. Cyndi Lauper also was inducted. She performed Girls Just Want to Have Fun. DJ Spinderella became the first female DJ ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so we got to give it up to that. Missy Elliott introduced them and praised them as the blueprint for women in hip-hop. They, called out the label, like I mentioned, over the ongoing Masters dispute, Universal Music Group. But big up to Salt-N-Pepa. I think at times they don't get enough credit for what they laid down and continue to do through the 90s. Rare thing. When we come forward, more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
My man is smooth like Barry and his voice got bass. A body like Arnold with a Denzel face. He's smart like a doctor with a real good rep. And when he comes home, he's relaxed with pep. He always got a gift for me every time I see him. A lot of snot-nosed ex-flames couldn't be him. He never ran a corner line once to me yet. So I give him stuff that I'll never forget. He keeps me on cloud 9 just like a Temps. He's not a fake wannabe, trying to be a pimp. He dresses like a dapper dumb, but even in jeans, he's a godsend original, the man of my dreams.
Yes, my man says he loves me. Never says he loves me not. Mine, I rush me good and touch me in the right spot. See other guys that I've had, they try to play all that Mac shit, but every time they tried, I said, that's not it. But not this man, he's got the right potion. Baby, rub it down and make it smooth like lotion. Yeah, the ritual, highway to heaven. From 7 to 7, he's got me open like 7-Eleven. And yes, it's me that he's always choosing. With him, I'm never losing, and he knows that my name is not Susan. He always has heavy conversation for the mind, which means a lot to me, cause good men are hard to find.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The longest government shutdown in U.S. history continues despite progress in the Senate. Black House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffrey says most Democrats oppose the bill.
The overwhelming majority of Senate Democrats, led by Leader Schumer, are opposing this bill in the Senate.
The Senate must still rewrite and approve the agreement before sending it to the House and President Trump. DC's U.S. attorney says Black Mayor Muriel Bowser is not under federal investigation over her 2023 trip to Dubai. Reports of a probe surfaced last week, but officials now say the claims came from a fired FBI agent. Bowser denies any wrongdoing and says she has not been contacted by investigators. And the teaser trailer for Michael, the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic, hit over 116 million views in 24 hours, making it the biggest launch in Lionsgate history and the most viewed biopic trailer ever. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
We're heading out to the 57. This is a wreck on the northbound side, and it's making your way before Pathfinder. The right lane has been blocked. That's sending the drive back out of Brea, getting away from Brea Canyon Road. Now, we're also checking out Norwalk stall for the 605 northbound at Florence. This is blocking the right lane. That drive is loading up out of Norwalk from the 105. Tough and Commerce stall 710 southbound before Washington. They should be clearing this out of lanes, but the second lane from the left was blocked at last check with a backup leaving the 60.
Families have been loving LifeSource Whole House Water Systems for over 40 years. And now when you buy LifeSource, you can save up to $1,000 with the no sales tax special. Call 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. And soon, warranty limitations apply.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The NBA lost an icon on Sunday. Lenny Wilkens, one of only 5 men to be inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame as a player and a coach, passed away. He was 88. Wilkens was a pioneer among African-American head coaches in the NBA. His 1,332 victories is third all-time behind Greg Popovich and Don Nelson. Wilkens, a 9-time NBA All-Star as a player, was inducted into the Hall of Fame a third time for his contributions as an assistant coach with the infamous 1992 U.S. Men's Olympic basketball team, a roster that became known as the Dream Team. Lenny Wilkens, an outstanding legacy as a player and a coach. The UCLA and USC women's basketball teams are ranked in the top 10 in this week's Associated Press Top 25 poll. UCLA is third behind UConn and South Carolina. USC is number 8. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33 and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yeah.
1 in 5 Black adults ages 70 and older is living with Alzheimer's disease, or AD, and the risk is twice as high compared to white adults. But AD isn't just forgetting a name or losing track of time. Signs of early AD could be repeating questions, missing appointments, or struggling with bills and daily tasks. These things aren't a normal part of aging. Here's the good news. Treatments are available that may help if AD is diagnosed early. If you notice changes in memory or daily routines, whether in yourself or a loved one, don't wait. Early diagnosis and intervention are key to managing AD effectively. To learn more about AD and a potential treatment option, visit treatalsearly.com. That's treatalzearly.com to learn more about the signs and symptoms and a potential treatment option. This message is brought to you by AZI.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these down like an ammo. You know, really just blow you out like a candle. Can I really just blow you out like a candle? You a man, you say you was a man. You say you bout it, you say you got a plan. I really was trying to listen. You saying got no discipline. And that why I wasn't listening. But I need a who can handle me. I'm like, who can handle me. Oh, keep your hands off me. You wanna stay with me, you just a fan of me.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. I love me some Toxic Summer Walker. I really do. Her pen game is really, really immaculate. Shout out to Summer. I'm excited to see her project. It's dropping in a couple of days. Now, there are a lot of features. She has a dump truck where she's going around and collecting people's ex's trash, promoting the album because she's over it. She has some influencer videos that dropped. Remember, we had the lie detector test. She has another one that dropped featuring, oh gosh, how did I just blank on their names? Drea and they have their podcast. I'm blanking on the podcast. It's going to come to me, but it's featuring them in there. They have like a sex positive podcast. They're like baddies, Instagram baddies. Lex and I can't remember the name of the podcast, but they were dropping the names of like a lot of the features. And there's a lot of features, a lot of features, but we're going to see it drops on Friday. Now, going back just a bit to the Salt-N-Pepa induction and the party afterwards. Listen, the party was partying. It was at the W Hotel, in Hollywood. I was in the building. So was obviously Salt-N-Pepa, Spinderella, and Salt. They posted on Instagram maybe a few weeks ago talking about they were back together, worked things through. The only reason why Pep wasn't there at the time was because I believe it was one of Pep's parents had recently passed, so she was dealing with that, so they made up. Again, she's the first female DJ in the hip-hop, rock and roll, hip-hop Hall of Fame. And LL Cool J was at the party. Mona Scott Young, Missy was there, Lisa Ray, Omar Gooding Jr., Tyrese, and Kevin McCall. K-Mac was in the building. And remember, on the Back on Fig podcast, K-Mac hit Tyrese saying that he left him out to dry, didn't offer him a place to stay when he knew he was going through some things. So Tyrese saw him. And now I do wonder, because it wasn't planned, but I guess Kevin is documenting everything. I don't know. Somebody recorded the entire conversation. Kind of felt like a spy cam, but it was inside the room because they went into, there's these little, rooms, like not really a room, but kind of like a booth, for lack of a better term. So they stepped off into the booth to have a conversation. They hugged it up later. Tyrese, I believe, put some things on his live stream. So did Kevin. So it's good to see two black men talk through their differences and show that, even if you have a public falling out, you can come to each other as men and work through it. I hope Kevin, get some other things straight. But like I said, it was good to see, and we appreciate that. So, Donald Glover presented Outkast with their award. Andre gave an emotional speech about their beginnings. Big Boy honored family. And they gave a star-studded performance of Hey Ya and other hits, of course. Janelle Monáe was involved. And, listen, it was a good night. Andy?
Was Childish Gambino the host?
No, he like brought them in, so
Okay.
he introduced them or what?
I don't know. He was a-hole.
Was you feel that way?
Low key. He was like, man, you guys need to sit down. I can't even read. It's like, bro, chill, bro. Like, calm down. And then I was a little bit upset with 3 Stacks not performing. I get it. I know you want to play your flute. But, I mean, come on, man. This is like a real big
Does he
honor.
still have stage fright and stuff?
You was on stage talking for a good 10, 15 minutes. I don't want to hear about no stage fright. You let your boy go out and perform, and you let, come on, like, first off, Doja Cat came out and performed. I don't know what song that was. I don't know why she came and performed. It wasn't necessary. Tyler, the Creator, I don't see the connection.
I mean,
But
I think because
get it.
he's kind of like alternative hip hop in a way, and so is Andre. So they're, creating that vibe. And I'm sure Tyler has said that Andre is somebody he looked up to in the past. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's fair. Other than that, it was cool. Shout out to Outkast. They definitely deserve it for sure.
I mean, I'm happy to see hip hop still going in. I know we've been seeing this happen for a number of years now, but I still remember when the music was too urban for rooms like this, right? And they weren't trying to deal with it and hear it. So,
do we have a hip hop Hall of Fame?
We do. It's just recently something that started. It needs to be expanded, but I think that is the same foundation that gives. Every year they're giving their benefits, health benefits, and like kind of like a retirement plan for older rappers. But I mean, I think that I just recently read that there's something officially planned somewhere, but we definitely need a real, like how we have the museum in DC. We need something like that for hip hop.
100%, because everybody's gassed up about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I couldn't help but look at the audience, and I'm just like, are they really rocking with Salt-N-Pepa? Are they really rocking with Outkast? I just saw nothing but some middle-aged white folk that just kind of looked like, what is going on stage? And I'm not gonna lie, when Outkast and they brought the whole crew, I was just over here like, here we go. Here we go.
I feel like they know Shoop and Push It. Everybody knows Push It. Push It was a pop hit phenomenon.
Did they know the Outkast records, though?
I think that there's some that they know. Some. Hey Ya for sure.
Definitely
Shake it. You know how we do.
Well, that was my first time ever watching any form of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Really?
It was because of
Outkast and Salt-N-Pepa.
Yeah.
There it is. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into the details of the 2 Guardians pitchers that are now adding to the list of professional athletes getting caught up in betting scandals. And, we're going to talk a little bit about who's actually betting. We'll get into those details and more when we come forward. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So I know that it feels like a broken record. It seems that every week I come in here and I share with you that some professional athlete has been taken down, arrested, or caught up in some type of betting scheme with the FBI. Well, prepare to be sick of this topic because you're going to see more and more of it. So Cleveland's got more than their losing streak to worry about. 2 Guardians pitchers. I mean, the season's over, but, still. Emmanuel, Clase, and Luis Ortiz have been indicted in federal sports betting schemes where the allegation is simple. They took bribes to rig pitches so gamblers could win, right? Allegedly. It was in the Eastern District of New York. We're becoming very familiar with the federal court districts of New York. And the charges include wire fraud, conspiracy to influence sporting contests by bribery, and money laundering conspiracy, right? It's saying that they communicated with bettors via phone, agreed to throw specific pitch types, balls in the dirt, non-competitive pitches, etc., to hit the prop bet outcomes, helping gamblers win at least $400,000 to $460,000 across various games, right? Ortiz allegedly joined the scheme in June of this year, getting thousands per game. Both players have been placed on paid leave by the MLB after irregular betting cycles were detected. I don't know how people think that they're going to get past the digital footprints, but God bless them. They face up to around 65 years in prison if convicted on all accounts, plus likely lifetime bans from baseball. So I just want to get into the numbers a little bit. About 20 to 22% of Americans say that they've bet on sports in the past year. 22% and 48% of men 18 to 49 have an account with at least one of the online sports books, DraftKings, FanDuel.
Why you putting me out there, Jill? Come on now.
I'm just saying.
Dang.
The majority of the bettors are men, 24%.
Can I live?
Versus 15% of women placing sports bets, right? 65% of sportsbook users are 25 to 44. By race, you already know, Black adults, 27%. Hispanic adults, 24%. They're more likely to report betting on sports than white adults at 18%, and Asian Americans at 10%. And income-wise, usage rises with income. High-income bettors are more likely to have multiple sportsbooks accounts across, the various ones that are offered. And an average win, is a messy concept because obviously the house wins overall. But surveys show only a minority say they're set up to net. Most either break even or lose. So the leagues are literally married to these betting apps right now. Logos everywhere. You can't watch a podcast, a show, or any of that without live odds being, toted to you, a code to get a discount or to fund your account with a little couple of extra coins to make those bets. Right. And now the honeymoon is catching Rico energy. So players themselves continue to be indicted. Fans are going to have to start asking themselves, are we watching a competition or content for the casinos?
That's already been there.
It has
you're a betting
been.
Man, we already thinking that. So
but with it so forward thinking, right? And everybody can casually be a bettor, something like, oh, I'm not feeling good today, I may have to sit out. That's vital information to anybody that you converse with.
Well, if you're a bettor, you're very cognizant of those type of things. So that's why you stay tapped in. And I always say, me and the homies, we like, for example, if you guys are watching this football game right now, come on now, really, Philly, Green Bay, ain't nobody scored yet? Yeah, for everybody who thought the over Saquon Barkley in rushing yards, come on now, y'all got to be cognizant of those type of things. But for those who aren't and are just trying to have fun, yeah, those are the individuals that's going to be victimized because they're not doing any more research.
It's going to be tricky. Some of the solutions that I've heard that the leagues could do to kind of help protect the players, limit prop bets that hinge on micro events like one pitch or things like that. MLB and Sportsbook's already talking about restricting some of the market post-indictments. Right. So they're looking at changing things, provide financial literacy and gambling harm training to players at rookie symposiums the same way they do for social media. Took them a while to catch up for that, same way they do for the women. Is it really going to help them?
They're not doing nothing with the mob, though.
Indeed.
They want to protect the players, but you know what I'm saying? You just said it. They're married with these individuals.
They are.
Come on, man.
It's tricky. And they're also going to need to create independent integrity teams and councils that are not locked in with ownership, because there's going to be a lot of conversation and situations that need to be reviewed. For the players, the temptation is wild. If you're on a league minimum salary in any of the leagues, right, and someone offers you $5,000 to $7,000 to, miss that shot over there, throw a grounder, any of the things, that's where the ethics meet reality, right? And we know NFL, not for long, NBA, nobody, I don't know, but we know that these careers, for you to make that amount of money in so much time and effectively your career trajectory be over by the time you're 30, might cause some people to make some questionable moves, So, one more story. I find it interesting. One day, perhaps, maybe, we'll get the third season of Euphoria, the HBO hit series that starred Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney, who's, kind of America's sweetheart or MAGA America's sweetheart, depending upon who you are, right? So the word on the curb, rumors, the Daily Mail being amongst one of them to put this out there, that Zendaya does not want to share press tour space with Sydney Sweeney, her co-star. And we know that this is the final season of Euphoria, if and when it ever airs. And the reason isn't scheduling, it's political, allegedly. And that controversial jeans ad, remember she had the jeans ad where it said Sydney Sweeney has good jeans. So Daily Mail and others are claiming Zendaya is refusing to stand with or be paired with Sydney for the season 3 promo tour because of backlash to her American Eagles jeans campaign and her perceived support for Donald Trump, right? These are reported claims. Nothing has been stated by Zendaya or her camp. Nothing confirmed, but it's allegedly out there. Some people felt that the American Eagle ad, for some, was pushing eugenics. And, the messaging around perfect bodies and genetics was really more so about white perfect bodies, right? It's not factual, but that's a lot of thoughts. In a recent GQ interview, Sydney was asked about the controversy, and she said, I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear. Essentially, no clarity, she didn't have to apologize, but she didn't do anything to alleviate some confusion on where she stands in all of this, right? So this isn't girl beef, more, brand versus politics. And in this time when things are happening, it's very, very touchy. Zendaya's entire public image is rooted in careful alignment. And I could see, if true, why she might want to sidestep Sydney currently, right? Standing next to someone who who's been publicly criticized for being cozy with Trump and all of the other things, it sends a message. So I can understand if maybe she wants to put some distance between that and not get caught up, right? On top of that, Black women are already expected to carry the emotional and political labor in a lot of these spaces. So if Zendaya does nothing, people will be like, why didn't she take a stand? If she, supports Sydney, then they'll be like, why are you supporting a racist? So I understand drawing a line. But I'm sure the studios aren't happy, again, when we see Euphoria hit those streets again and roll it out. Did I give you a little details on, I'm switching topics really quickly, who's some of the features are on Summer's album? Let me run a couple down for you. Mariah the Scientist, Bryson Tiller, Lotto, Mona Leo. There's mention of Chris Brown, I think, and a couple of others. So it's very, very packed. That always makes me nervous. Too many features sometimes. I'm like, not that I don't like a proper feature, but too many, it gives me nerves. But Summer always delivers for me. So big ups to that. Listen, we've talked about a lot. We've gone through a lot of things. And I want you to know that I'm kind of frustrated. Not frustrated, but it's just, we don't really talk too much politics on this show, just a little bit. But we know that the Democrats yesterday, certain ones from certain states, those names, they're out there, caved and effectively kind of makes us feel like, what was all of this for, the government lockout? So saying that to say, as we cover these topics and we talk about the first of, the one and only, these groups making a stand and coming back, from a time where we weren't accepted, remember to, once again, love on your people, document, and make sure that you are standing on business like a lot of these others do. All right, y'all, that's enough truth for one night. Protect your peace, protect your money, and pay attention to who's really in the room. Coming up next is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m.
She said, I can't get enough, can't get enough. I can't get enough, can't get enough. I can't get enough for what you got. Good guys, you hit the spot. Try to let go, but I just cannot. So don't you stop, I need it. Globe, try to cold, hotter, even way out in London town. Whole Tyler, cause they love my sound. And I got love for the underground. Quality, Pimp C, H-Town will bung it down. Met a bed that'll cut all night, that all night you just cut off light.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The Supreme Court is hearing a Louisiana case where a Rastafarian inmate says the state violated his religious rights by forcing him to cut his dreadlocks.
It is undisputed that my client has alleged an